Hello, Dr. LaJoyce Brookshire here with What You Need and Why. And today I'd like to have a conversation with you about intestinal parasites. Oh, that's right. Some people really don't think it's real. I remember one particular time being on the Karen Hunter show, and a gentleman called up to say that I was full of crap because he worked with colons all day long and he had never himself seen a parasite. Well, I have to tell you that parasites, worms, yes, they are microscopic in nature. A lot of them are, and then some of them are not. I will not gross you out with some of the pictures that people bring to my office, actually in a jar, of parasites that they pass doing a seasonal cleanse. Why is it important to do a seasonal parasite cleanse? Well, we all hear about seasonal allergies. You know, the time of the year when people are sneezing, wheezing, itching, scratching, rubbing their nose, blowing their nose more often. Yes, I even fall prey to that activity, not necessarily the wheezing or the sneezing. For me, right around the rim of my nose gets really itchy and it gets red. I mean, I'm constantly doing this. It's time to parasite cleanse. And why should it happen at the change of every season? Because that's when the worms are having more babies. Ah, that's right. And my doctor, Dr. Burton, who is my personal physician, as well as the doctor that I interned with for 2 years. He is a medical doctor and an alternative therapy doctor. And he learned from a fabulous indigenous medicine man named Chief Two Trees. And Chief Two Trees taught Dr. Burton that everyone's full of worms, basically. And he treats everyone for worms. I thought about this as I was sitting on Dr. Burton's couch for 2 years. No matter what somebody comes into his office for, he treats them for worms first. He gets at those worms. And I'm going to tell you, I have adopted that methodology in my work, and I have to say that it works. I don't care what's wrong with people. They invariably feel better after they have done a parasite cleanse. Because what the worms do is they leave waste in the body. They poop. They're eating what you're giving them, what you're feeding them. That's why I always say you're a nice, warm, sticky host, because you're feeding the worms whatever it is you are eating. And unless you go in there and literally sweep them out, then they just hang around and hang around. There's something for that, and it's called deworming. Yep, deworming. Do it at the change of every season. So as the change of season arrives on there goes that little itch on my nose, on the 21st, every year. So in December, it's the 21st of December. You want to start your deworming right around the 19th before the 21st. So you want to start the 19th of December, the 19th of March, the 19th of June, and the 19th of September. You want to actually be in the middle of the parasite cleanse right as the seasons change, because it all works. It's nature. And we need to start learning to work along with nature instead of defying it. Please, let's stop defying nature. This is something that happens. You know what? It's their planet. It is the parasites' planet and insects. Oh, if you don't believe me, go on Discovery Channel. They have a show called It's Their Planet. All right? It will skeeve you out, many people. Which is why a lot of people are opposed to doing a parasite cleanse. Let me say this. Don't be opposed to doing a parasite cleanse. People are really afraid to poop. They are, because they're afraid of what they're going to find. So if you don't want to see a worm in the toilet, then for goodness sakes, don't turn around and look. But if you're like me, a little curious little snit, then you want to see exactly what's in that toilet. Listen, monitoring what is in the toilet is one of the single best self-diagnostic tools that you have. You don't have to run to the doctor to tell you every little thing, but you got to know what you're looking for, which is why people dig out a worm in a toilet in a minute and send me a picture of it and measure them to see how long they are. And sometimes they look chopped up, and sometimes you can't see them at all, to the point of the gentleman who called into the radio show to tell me I was completely crazy for even having this conversation, that there are no such things as parasites. There's actually this one commercial out right now. I don't remember the name of the drug, but excuse me, I need water. But they say it's a drug for asthma, and they say avoid this drug if you have had a parasitic infection. I find that interesting because Dr. Burton proved the case to me that asthma and eczema are parasitic infections. He told his nurse, go get those asthma files. So she went to get the asthma files, and when she came back, they were just, I looked through the files, and there were no more than 2 or 3 sheets of paper in every file. And I said, what's going on here? There are only 2 or 3 sheets of paper here. What are we proving? He said that they don't have to come back. That's what we're proving. They know what to do now. They don't have to come back. You can conquer asthma and eczema because they're the same disease. The lungs being inflamed and can no longer contain what's happening in the body, that it pushes it out the largest organ, which is our skin, and it causes an itchy reaction. Eczema, psoriasis, any of that, dermatitis, any of those kind of skin conditions. Anything going on the inside, an upset that erupts onto the skin, can be taken care of by doing a parasite cleanse. So if you don't believe me, go ahead. Keep itching, wheezing, squeezing, scratching, and sneezing, or you can do a parasite cleanse. I personally like to, for people who don't like to do drops, my family, we like to do drops. We like the liquid. I like anything that's liquid, chewable, or powders. That's just my thing. So we love black walnut seed extract, and we like something called citricidal. It's a grapefruit seed extract. So of course, if you have high blood pressure, you have to stay away from grapefruit and grapefruit seed. So you can just go to black walnut or something called a wormwood combination. Oh, if you look up those reviews, you'll see what people have experienced taking that. Or if you don't like the yucky taste, because it does not taste well, okay? It tastes horrible. My daughter would just say, oh, that again. And you can do something called capsules called SCRAM, like scram, get out of here, go away. SCRAM, SCRAM. I'll have all the details below. But don't do nothing. Don't sit there and do nothing. Don't suffer by taking over-the-counter prescription meds. You can get rid of this. There are so many people who are grateful for getting rid of certain things like excessive seasonal allergies, where they no longer have to take inhalers. They no longer have to take over-the-counter drugs. If you just try it, you will see. So what you need to know and why today is do a seasonal parasite cleanse, and do one soon. Do it for your health. God bless you.